What's up, boys? Today I'm going to be rebuilding the Cleveland Browns in Madden 24, a team that, on one hand, we always talk about should be competing every single season for a postseason spot. About how elite their defense is. They have serious game changers on each side of the football. Obviously, Myles Garrett, a top 5 defensive player in all of football. In my opinion, the best defensive player in all of football. You also got one of the most dominant offensive lines in football with one of the strongest interiors in the league. Obviously, Wyatt Teller, when healthy, is a stud at right guard. Ethan Pochek, one of the most solid, dependable run support centers in all of football. But on the other hand, they just can't seem to compete like everyone expects them to. They're super inconsistent, and part of that reason is because of the quarterback position. A lot of question marks with the quarterback position. Obviously, we all know about the huge trade with Deshaun Watson, but today I'm here to answer one question and one question only with the Cleveland Browns, and that is, are the Cleveland Browns a better football team with or without Deshaun Watson? It's actually super interesting because with Deshaun Watson, the Cleveland Browns have an 8-4 record since he came to Cleveland, but that record could be a little bit deceiving because I'm sure most Cleveland fans would probably agree on me with this. Deshaun Watson in his start with Cleveland so far has not looked great. There has been, now granted, he hasn't played a full season with Cleveland yet, so we got to give him the benefit of the doubt here because he hasn't had time to fully gel with the team yet. Hasn't really had much practice at all with the team because of the suspension, obviously, and you know, being off of football for so long really hurt his game. So he's got to continue the slow development back into football. You got to take all these stats with a grain of salt because stats aren't everything in any sport, let alone football. But at the same time, you know, he has a horrible QBR rating with, in each season, he's played a bad interception to touchdown ratio, low touchdown rate on both seasons. Again, hasn't played a full season. And just on the eye test alone, you could tell he's kind of lost a step in his, especially his reads and the progressions that he goes through on the field. He gets very antsy in the pocket, and when it comes to Deshaun Watson, a lot of the times his first read is just to scramble outside of the pocket, which when the Cleveland Browns have an elite offensive line, it's kind of interesting to see that Deshaun Watson is struggling to, you know, work within the pocket and progress up to that next tier, especially with the offense that the Cleveland Browns have. Now, granted, like I said, hasn't played a full season, you know, hasn't played football in a long time, needs to get the game back under his belt a little bit. So take everything with a grain of salt here. But like I said, super interesting because even though they have an 8-4 record, Deshaun Watson hasn't looked like the old Deshaun Watson we know. There's a lot of miscues with the offense, especially the offensive rating and efficiency that comes with the Cleveland Browns when Deshaun Watson played. But without Deshaun Watson, including the postseason this season, they are 11-12. However, the offensive rating skyrockets, especially since the Joe Flacco miracle run. It definitely gave the Browns a little boost there in offensive rating and efficiency. We know how elite Joe Flacco was on that miracle run. It was absolutely incredible to watch. But it's interesting because without Deshaun Watson, the offense is almost way better at times. They lean on the run game more, and that's what the Cleveland Browns' strength is running behind that powerful offensive line, especially to the right side of the field with Wyatt Teller. Amari Cooper just seems to get targeted way more in the offense without Deshaun Watson in the lineup, which is crucial because Amari Cooper could arguably be a top 10 wide receiver in all of football right now, and you need to feed him the ball in order for this Cleveland Browns offense to start working its game. So it's super interesting to think about, and I want to answer the question, are the Cleveland Browns better with or without Deshaun Watson? Because you guys haven't seen any sort of postseason success in decades, and the Lions are getting it done finally. Houston's on the rise. Let's get the Cleveland Browns that elusive Super Bowl win that has never happened. But of course, we got to do a little bit of GMing and make the team a little bit better in the 5-year span that I have before the Cleveland Browns can get that Super Bowl win. They're already pretty close. Like I said, super competitive team. They're built well. We'll go through the team in a second here. But again, will they be better with or without Deshaun Watson? That's what we're going to find out today. If you like these Madden rebuilds, be sure to leave a like on the video to let me know that you're liking them so I could do more of this kind of stuff in the future. So here's the team under who I think should be runner-up Coach of the Year candidate, right behind Dan Campbell, in my opinion. Dan Campbell transformed that franchise, and even though there's been so many great coaches this year and it's hard to pick one Coach of the Year, this is by far the hardest year I've ever had to pick Coach of the Year. It's without a doubt Dan Campbell, in my opinion. But that's sidetracked. Here's the team, and like I said, this team should be really, really, really good. And you wonder, why are the Cleveland Browns struggling even though they don't have a quarterback? Because, like, yeah, sure, it's been a huge question mark at quarterback. Is Deshaun Watson your guy? Can he get it done with Cleveland? It doesn't matter because this team is so incredibly built around him. He has every piece he could need. It's kind of like the 49ers situation, right? That team is loaded and they're getting it done. They've had incredible postseason success under Kyle Shanahan with guys like Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, who Brock Purdy is arguably a lot better than a lot of the general, game manager quarterback types that we've seen over the past couple years. But like I said, these guys, they could get it done. And as long as you have a good team, you don't need a great quarterback. And the Cleveland Browns are in that scenario, but they've just had a weird couple of years with injuries and a lot of unluckiness in the postseason. Baker obviously, didn't pan out. The coaching staff has been a major problem under Kevin Stefanski. Like, himself has been great year after year after year, but they've had weird issues, especially internal issues with like a lot of their OCs. They've never had an OC for over 2 seasons in the past 10 years, I believe. So it's strange what's going on in Cleveland. But yeah, Deshaun Watson, on pen and paper, is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And he showed that in Houston. But man, he has just looked terrible a lot of the times in Cleveland. He has shown his bits, but there's a lot of the times where he also hasn't shown it. Nick Chubb, obviously top 5, arguably the best running back in football when healthy. Amari Cooper, again, making the conversation for top 10 wide receiver in all of football. Can't believe Dallas gave him up for nothing. It was like, what, a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick for Amari Cooper? Unreal. This guy is absolutely incredible. One of the best route runners in football right now. Like I said, the offensive line's incredible. Joel Bitonio, when healthy, is extremely talented, but this dude's never healthy. I don't know what his contract situation's looking like, but I feel like Cleveland has to move on from him at some point. He's still under contract for 3 more years, so that might be a little tricky to do here. I just don't know if Joel Bitonio could stay healthy. But when he does, man, this guy is an absolute game wrecker in the pass. Same with Jed Wills. He has to stay healthy. And when he is healthy, he's one of the best pass defenders in all of football, especially with how agile he is. At his size, 6'4", 307, that is everything you could ever want in a left tackle, because that's all you really need is a good left tackle that could defend the blind side of the quarterback, and Jed Wills is that guy. David Njoku might be a top 5 tight end in all of football. He's proven that at this point. Now, he's been super consistent over the years with bad quarterbacks, but this year he's shown that he has a high ceiling. This dude is a freak. He's super good in any scenario of the field. Short, medium, deep, outside the numbers, inside the numbers. He is your prototypical, 6'4", go up and get it tight end, where if you need a 50-50 ball, he's your guy to go to. And that is a major component to good offenses, but he's also incredible in the route running game. Offense looks good. And then the defense, Myles Garrett, in my opinion, best defensive player in all of football. JOK, one of the most underrated Mike linebackers in all of football. Stopped the run at an incredible rate. Like, you wouldn't think JOK could hit as hard as he does, and yet here he is. And in Madden, he has an 85 hit power. I think that's pretty low, honestly. Yeah, he is a freak. Blows up the run game like no other. Denzel Ward, one of the best corners in football, and they just have an incredible secondary when they could stay healthy. Greg Newsome is one of the sickest boundary corners I have seen this season. He had an incredible season this season, locking down some of the best second options in all of football. I mean, this dude is so good, and he was great at Northwestern. He just hasn't really been able to show it because of injury up until this season. And then obviously Grant Delpit, incredible strong safety, got that extension, definitely deserved it. The interior is definitely lacking for sure, and we'll fix that in this rebuild, but the Browns are a good football team, but we're here to make them better. And first things first is we're going to check the salary issues here. Okay, I looked through. I actually am going to trade him now. I don't have any expiring contracts this season that I care about. A lot of the guys on the team that have expiring contracts are just okay role players or don't even get playing time in real life for the Browns. So it is absolutely worth it to bite the bullet, get rid of him right now, and just rebuild. Well, not rebuild, but retool with this Cleveland Browns team and hopefully replace Deshaun Watson with a better quarterback. Editing Zach here. I know you can kind of barely see my face in the face cam right now, but that's because I'm slouched back editing this video here. Oh, see, editing Zach here. But yeah, go back to full cam here so I can talk to you guys for a second. This is not the way that I thought it would go out in the rebuild. I just wanted to give you guys the reason as to why. Obviously, in this clip here, I'm explaining to you why I'm trading Deshaun Watson now, because I wanted to bite the bullet, get rid of his contract, and then clear up my salary cap for the next few years of the rebuild, so that I'd be able to sign players in free agency. I can get a rookie quarterback and do all those things you typically do in a normal Madden rebuild. But what I forgot to account for, and I never mentioned in the video, is that Deshaun Watson is getting paid $210 million guaranteed. If you guys didn't know that, if you don't watch football that often, he had the biggest guaranteed contract in NFL history for any player ever. It was I believe it was a 7-year deal. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it was something like 7 years, and over 7 years, he's making something like, I want to say 100 million with 200 million guaranteed. I don't know. I don't remember the full specifics. All I know is that he's making $210 million guaranteed. And I guess the reason why my salary cap never clears up, as you're going to see later on in this video, is because Madden actually accounts for that, which I didn't expect. So that's the reason why, if you ever hear me complain in this video about why we don't have any cap room, and I think it's because of Dalvin Tomlinson or Myles Garrett, it's actually because the only explanation I could think of is that Madden accounted for his guaranteed salary, and over the course of the rebuild, we are continuously paying that. So, editing Zach out. Appreciate y'all. Blockbuster trade here. First trade of the rebuild. It's going to be Deshaun Watson, like we said. And Sione Takitaki, I like Sione Takitaki a lot, but he was on the expiring year of his deal. Of course, trading Deshaun Watson was going to make it to where I was never going to re-sign him. We're kind of embracing the retool at this point, but we get a 2026 first-round pick. It was the only first-round pick I could trade for. A current first-round pick was never going to work. It was just way too valuable. Deshaun Watson didn't have any value. So, the 2026 first, as well as this year's current fourth, to the Giants. Giants need a quarterback really bad, so they take Deshaun Watson, take a shot on him in that awful contract. But now the draft capital looks a little bit better. We still don't have a first round pick this year, but we have a first round pick in 2025, as well as 2 firsts in 2026. The Giants are not going to be good by 2026, I don't think, especially since they struggle in Madden simulation. So looking fairly good. If I can manage to get a first round pick this year, that would be massive. I just don't know what other players I would trade to get a first round pick this year. I don't know who has value. I'm going to look around though and see if I can make something happen. Another blockbuster trade here. We're sending Kareem Hunt, Zadarius Smith, and a current 5th round pick this year for the Vikings first round pick. Did manage to get that first round pick, like I was saying. Kareem Hunt, again, another cap casualty. He was on the expiring year of his deal. He was just a solid backup for Nick Chubb in the 1-2 punch. Don't need Kareem Hunt, especially in Madden simulation. 2 running backs don't get used. And then Zadarius Smith, if we're biting the bullet on contracts anyways with Deshaun Watson, might as well bite the bullet with Zadarius Smith's contract. He has 2 years left on his deal. We were never going to re-sign him. He's 30 years old. He's 83 overall. He's only going to start regressing. He had superstar dev, so I knew he was going to have high value even at 30 years old, especially to teams that are trying to compete right now. The Vikings are one of those teams. But the Vikings suck in Madden Sim, so hopefully this first round pick's valuable. So we just GM the heck out of this, out of these couple trades here. Because now we retool without Deshaun Watson like we wanted to. We managed to recoup our first round pick this year after trading it away for Deshaun Watson. Get an extra first round pick in the future. Clear up a bunch of salary cap. And now we start anew with the team that we have here. And honestly, it's pretty gas. I'm super excited to see what this team's going to do. Joe Flacco's obviously going to start, but he's not going to do much. That's okay. And I'm going to go through training camp, and I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. I actually don't think, too, that those trades made us all that bad as well, to the point where we can't compete still. Because we were an 87 before I made the trades. We only dropped 3 overall points to an 84, which really isn't even that bad considering what we traded away. This team is still very, very good. Obviously, with the game records that we have, as long as we have a decent playbook on, we could still compete, potentially even make the playoffs. For a team that's trying to retool and find a new quarterback, to be a stud of a team, like a super house of a team, to compete for multiple years to come, to compete in the first year and make the playoffs in the first year would be insane. So we'll see what happens. Overall, this is by far the best move we can make for the Cleveland Browns here. Okay, David Njoku just got a dev up to superstar in the training camp. Love to see that. That is a massive development upgrade for a tight end that is going to be around for basically the entire rebuild. We are 3-3 at the midseason mark. Offense is absolutely terrible, but the defense is great against the pass. Players to negotiate, like I said, we're not going to have any money, but I've already went through and checked to make sure we didn't have to sign anyone, and we absolutely do not have to sign anyone here. Joe Flacco's obviously not coming back. Gonna pick up the 5th-year option on Greg Newsome, though. But other than that, none of these guys are coming back. It is what it is. Maybe some good rotational pieces in there, like Sione Takitaki that I traded away. Anthony Walker Jr. I like as a player. He's a very solid sub linebacker. Yeah, just about where I expected to be. 7-10. We kind of were decent. We kept our team in a position where we could compete, but overall, tough division to compete in, especially when you don't have a quarterback. It is what it is. This is not a bad year for us. Even though we didn't make the playoffs, not a bad year for us. We did what we needed to. Look at the stats and awards here for the team. Joe Flacco, not a good year. 23 touchdowns and 15 interceptions is not good. Only 3,500 passing yards. Again, it is what it is. We knew Joe Flacco wasn't going to be the answer. How about Nick Chubb, though? Nearly 5 per carry, 10 rushing touchdowns, over 1,000 rushing yard year. Great year for Nick Chubb. Elijah Moore actually was our top receiver with 83 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Have a year, dude. Amari Cooper had a good year. Why is James Prochet getting touches? That is super interesting. Brown's playbook is super weird, man. That is crazy. David Njoku, not a great year. Might lose that superstar development from him. Really unfortunate if we do. Look at the defense here. JOK and Anthony Walker Jr. crushed it in the tackles. The defense was on the field a lot, though. That's a crazy amount of tackles. Myles Garrett only had 21 tackles for loss and 11.5 sacks. Browns playbooks suck, man. Myles Garrett should not be putting up 11.5 sacks in a season. He should have way more than that. Dalvin Tomlinson had 20 tackles for loss. Yeah, we need to make playbook changes. Although JOK had 7 interceptions. Yo, this is like player of the year candidate type of beat. Defensive player of the year candidate. 7 interceptions, 6 tackles for loss, and 141 tackles. That's like defensive player of the year stuff. Crazy from JOK. Have a year, dude. 3 from Denzel Ward, 2 from Grant Delpit. The defense played fine. We definitely should be getting more pressure on the quarterback. Gonna make playbook changes next season. We were just gonna sim it out, see how it went. But Browns playbooks are way worse than I thought they were in simulation. That is crazy. Cowboys beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott is your Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen is your NFL MVP. No Browns up there, unfortunately. JOK, I guess, did not get Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe he did for the AFC. But let's check to see if we got any dev ups or dev downs here. Show me something good. Yeah, David Njoku did lose that superstar, unfortunately. Nick Chubb went down to superstar. Interesting, Madden. Dude, I get so annoyed with Madden. So frustrating. Nothing on the defensive side of the ball. JOK didn't get anything for his incredible year. So not only does JOK have a record-breaking year in his career and doesn't get a dev up, but Nick Chubb, who had a great year, had a dev down. David Njoku had a dev down, but that was understandable. And Amari Cooper has a dev down. Man, Madden logic makes no sense to me. Just simming through free agency here. Again, we're broke as a joke. We were never going to sign anyone in free agency. We are just looking to hit on the draft with the pieces that we have. Oh, actually, I'm curious to see what pick the Vikings had, if they were bad or not this year. Looks like we're going to have not a great pick. We're going to have the 30. They were one of the best teams in the NFC. That's really unfortunate. Is what it is, I guess. But it depends on how good this class looks. We might have to do some trading up. Marco Quintana is an interesting player here. A to C catching traffic, C catching, D deep route running, and C release. Now, don't be fooled by the D deep route running or even the C catching. Wide receivers in this Madden have been really tricky to figure out who's going to be good and who's going to be bad, because a lot of the times, if you're good athletically, which this guy looks good athletically, and you have something like this guy, right, perfect example. If you're good athletically and you have B spec catch with B short route running or higher, you're typically a pretty good receiver. Here we go. The first defensive player with real promise I've seen so far, Marcus Flynn. He's 6'4", 300, B finesse moves, A to C power moves, but he's a power rusher archetype, so the power moves are going to be towards a higher attribute there. Hopefully an A, but probably a B. B to D block shedding as well, B tackle, all good stuff there. Great athlete, the first great athlete I've seen on defense. This might be our guy to replace both Dalvin Tomlinson and Sheldon Rankins. Same deal with Isaiah Nash here. B block shed, B tackle, A to C zone. All good stuff. A really good athlete. Strength isn't all that impressive, but it is what it is when he is really just a JOK replacement. Well, not replacement, but a JOK clone in the sense that he's very good at covering the middle of the field. He also has A to C power moves. This guy looks pretty good in the second to third round. Definitely keeping an eye on him. Gonna make my focus players Marco Quintana, Brandon Davis, and Lionel Flowers. I just want to fully complete Marco Quintana and see what his true talent is, and I want to know a little bit more about these receivers, as well as one of these edge rushers that look good to me. I have a general idea on the linebackers, and we know that that defensive tackle is going to be pretty good. NFL draft time here. Again, we are probably going to have to make a lot of moves on the board here. Not going to be able to take Lionel Yancey, as good as he looks, but he doesn't even look like the best outside linebacker in the class to me. So maybe I'm wrong on that. I probably will be wrong on that. Marco Quintana is round 1 to 2 talent. Like I said, don't be deceived by a lot of the attributes on receiver, because in this Madden it is hard to tell. But Marco Quintana looks pretty good. Brandon Davis is fully scouted. I'll take a look at him in a second, as well as Lionel Flowers. I need to answer this question now. Am I going to trade up for a quarterback that just looks good all the way up to 5? I'm not sure. Because I really like Marcus Flynn, that defensive tackle. And if I could get Marcus Flynn and a receiver to build up the team to be better, I would be okay with waiting a year on a quarterback. Because like, he looks just good, and I don't want to give up a bunch of capital for just good. You know what I'm saying? Massive trade here to the Steelers. We're trading Elijah Moore, Jordan Adkins, DeJuan Jones, as well as that first round pick I traded for to, who was it? Was it the Giants? I think it was the Giants. A next year second round pick and a third round pick this year for number 8 from the Steelers. Elijah Moore, he has so much potential. In Madden, it's just not going to work out. He's an 82 overall. He's normal development. I could maybe develop him, but it's going to be significantly difficult. Jordan Atkins, just to get the contracts through on the cap space. And DeJuan Jones, he's not going to start. We have Jack Jones. He's good. And if we need another tackle, we'll just sign another tackle in free agency, because we're going to have money without Deshaun Watson, or we can get one in the draft. DeJuan Jones was just never going to be great for us. He's good in real life, really good in real life, but not going to be used here in Madden. Trade up to number 8. And now here at number 8, we're going to take the receiver that was supposed to go here in Marco Quintana. He's got round 1 to 2 true talent. We're hoping for hidden dev. The attributes, again, don't be deceived. They're not terrible, but they're not good. But really what you're looking at here is he's a really good athlete with 4.46 speed. So the speed's going to be in the upper 90s, or excuse me, the lower 90s, upper 80s. But really what you're looking at here is B medium, B spec catch, and B short. With C release, C catching, B awareness. All great stuff. Marco Quintana, welcome to Cleveland. And I called it lower 90s, 90 speed, hidden development, 90 acceleration, 88 agility, 89 change of direction. That is a great replacement for Elijah Moore. Here we go, trading with the Seahawks here. We're giving away 30, so basically a pick swap, as well as a 2026 second, a 2025 third, a 2026 fourth, and a 6th and a 7th this year to trade up to 17. Again, the pick swap, because I got the first round pick 30 here. So honestly, not that much I had to give up for 17. Granted, we're not going to have many picks in 2025, but 2026 we're still looking pretty good, and we retained all of our first round picks still. And now we go up to 17 here, where we're going to take the defensive tackle Marcus Flynn. We are weak in the interior, especially with Dalvin Tomlinson regressing. He's 6'4", 321 years old. All great things. Power rusher, B finesse moves, A to C power moves. So if that power moves is an A, that's going to be massive. He's a good athlete at the defensive tackle position. This guy just looks really good. Marcus Flynn, welcome to Cleveland. Hidden development, 91 strength is crazy. Oh my goodness, 73 speed, 82 acceleration. Yeah, this guy's our new starting defensive tackle. He's a beast. I'm going to take a shot on Isaiah Nash in the second round here. He's the only player on my board that is projected to go in the 2nd to 3rd round. And he looks very, very good, man. B block shed, B to D pursuit, B tackle, A to C zone coverage. All great things here. Being a really good athlete. Ran a 4.45 as a inside linebacker at his pro day. So he's going to be really fast. And then B man, B tackle, like I said, A hit power. This guy looks really good. So Isaiah Nash, welcome to Cleveland. Another hidden dev. We are crushing this draft. 87 speed, 90 acceleration, 81 agility. Now we just got a really solid linebacking core. Get a couple depth pieces with these late round picks. I mean, look, I need a quarterback because I don't know if I want to start DTR this season. And this guy's day 3 talent, supposed to go not drafted. He's got decent accuracies. He's good under pressure. Beautiful spiral on all of his passes. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing away the ball. He's got a good motion on the throwing arm. And he's a good athlete. He ran a 4.49. He's going to be super fast. C awareness isn't great. But C play action. I'm going to take a shot on Kurt Keys here. Day 3 talent again, like I said. But there's been weird CPU drafts where they draft in the late rounds and get hidden devs. Maybe he's a weird hidden dev player. Kurt Keys is only normal dev. I mean, that's to be expected. But look, 91 throw power, 86 acceleration, 87 speed. We can maybe develop Kurt. He's not going to have a high overall by any stretch of the imagination, but if he gets rookie of the year in a good playbook, maybe. We have a good team around him. Gonna take a shot on Travis Pierman here in the 6th. Not amazing attributes, but he does have A to C zone coverage with the pass coverage archetype, so hopefully that's on the higher end. A decent athlete. Can't ask for more in the 6th round. Just pretty solid. And then B to D main, A to C zone with C tackle. Worth a shot. Let's see. Not great. He's gonna be a low overall, but hopefully he'll just be a good rotational piece for us. We needed depth at linebacker, so it is what it is. The only reason why I'm still drafting, by the way, is because I wanted to wait till the 7th round to get a punter because I don't have a punter. So, and it's absolutely going to be this guy, Kyle Harrington. He's got the power archetype with A kick accuracy. It's absolutely just Kyle Harrington. Yeah, 90 kick power with A kick accuracy. He's going to be a pretty good punter. And that's the end of my draft. I think we crushed this draft. We did give up, I don't know why I'm simming to the next user pick. That was a mistake. But I think we crushed this draft. We did give up a good bit of capital, but we retained all of our first round picks, which is good. And we hit heavily on this draft with a bunch of hidden devs. Let's see how the overalls ended up being. Very good stuff here. So Marco Quintana was a 73. Marco Quintana looks pretty good. Yep, looks pretty good. Deep route running is a lot to be desired, but he's not a deep threat. He's going to be a 50-50 ball. And he, again, going to develop really nicely as a 50-50 guy. 90 speed, 90 acceleration. Like I said earlier, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I like him as a Elijah Moore replacement. Already better than Elijah Moore, probably, even though he's a lower overall. Marcus Flynn, probably our best pick of the draft. 73 overall. Look at the moves here. 80 power moves, 73 block shed. He's a big hitter, swim move, balance tendency, 80 hit power. This guy is a menace in the interior. He's going to be great for our defense. And then Isaiah Nash, I said Marcus Flynn was probably our best pick, but Isaiah Nash was a really good pick with the hidden dev. He's a 74 overall. He's got good moves. Kurt Keys is only a 66. It's unfortunate. We knew he was going to be a low overall, but I don't know why I'm even saying unfortunate. It is what it is. It's not like we were expecting anything of him. Brandon Davis was only a 68. But let's check the rest of the draft here. See how the class compared. There was an 80 overall corner, Zach Sims. And there was a better defensive tackle, Zach Poindexter, with hidden dev. He has 95 strength, 71 power moves, 66 finesse moves. So our defensive tackle has better rush moves, but he has way more strength. He's way better in the run support. And he's a little bit more agile. It's interesting. I didn't think he looked all that great, but I guess he's pretty good. He only has star dev though, so maybe our player ends up having superstar. Who knows? Lionel Yancey is only a 76 again. Didn't think he looked all that good, like I said earlier, but he was top 3 in the class. This is the team so far before I make any adjustments. Keys is going to start for us, obviously. Hopefully we can get him the rookie of the year. We got better, and that's all that matters. We were an 84 last year after all the trades, and now we're an 85. We still have an 87 offense. The defense did get a tiny bit worse after losing some of those pieces, but it is what it is, really. The receiver core is not where I want it to be yet, but at least Cedric Tillman gets to get more involved in the offense. And I mean, we have Nick Chubb, David Njoku. It is what it is, but it's really just a good offense. And then defensively, I think Marcus Flynn is going to start over Dalvin Tomlinson for sure. And then Isaiah Nash could be my Mike, JOK, and I guess it'll be Tony Fields. I don't know if want to start Pierman. I just don't think there's a point to doing so. It's a good defense though, man. It's a good defense. Really just missing another edge rusher alongside Myles Garrett, but other than that, can't ask for more on this team. Again, I am going to start Marcus Flynn over Dalvin Tomlinson, but I'm liking the look of this team. I think I'll have Cedric Tillman play my slot, but I'm going to make the adjustments, and I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. Yes, sir. What an incredible pick in the draft for us. This is Isaiah Nash, if you recall, the Mike linebacker that we drafted in, I think it was the 3rd round, or it might have been the 2nd round. Just got upgraded to superstar. So incredible pick for us, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Also, 2 dev-ups now. I haven't gotten dev-ups in training camp in like weeks, and now all of a sudden I got 2 back-to-back seasons. Awesome stuff. I don't know why my mind just went to this, but I'm just now realizing that last year I totally forgot to pick up the 5th-year option on Greg Newsome, so that sucks. That would have been really cool to have. Granted, we should have a ton of capital this free agency to the point where it doesn't matter, but still, I would have liked to not have to pay him for another year. Oh my. Okay, so we took a major step back this year, and we're 1-5. What is it? It's the offense. The offense is terrible. We're scoring 16 points per game. It's just a quarterback. He's not Kurt Keys is not playing the way we want him to, I'd assume. Yeah. Players to negotiate, we have 37 million. Some big free agents: Nick Chubb, Greg Newsome, JOK, Jed Wills, Amari Cooper. Why do we only have 37 million? Is Myles Garrett really making that much money that it's hurting my contracts that bad? I thought we'd have way more money. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Nick Chubb's back. That is great for us. JOK wants to be here. Oh my Jesus. I'm not paying JOK like an edge rusher. What are we doing, game? Fix this glitch. I can't pay JOK this much money. I can't. Amari Cooper is an interesting fella that we might just move on from, to be honest. I can maybe look to sign a better receiver in free agency. He's 30 years old. We're already bad. I could trade him. That might be the play. Huge trade. Appreciate you, Patriots. It's a steal. I managed to squeeze their first round pick out of Amari Cooper here, as well as a 5th round pick. They needed wide receiver badly. They had the contract space, or the cap room, excuse me. Yeah, that was a steal. I'll take it. 2 first round picks this year for being bad is great. I just didn't think we'd be bad. Also, Marco Quintana. I don't know why I'm struggling with the name all of a sudden. I was doing fine with it earlier, but he's a star dev. Let's look at the other rookies. We know that Isaiah Nash is superstar, and Marcus Flynn is star. So really good picks for us, honestly. We end the season 6-11. Horrible season when I had high expectations. The defense took a step back. The offense actually played better, but yeah, just not great. Let's look at the stats here. I see Myles Garrett had a good year. Oh, geez. Kurt Keys was awful. He had 4,000 passing yards. Good for him. 22 touchdowns. Good for him. 62% completion. Okay for him. 23 interceptions is terrible. Absolutely pitiful. He is not winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he is not going to develop. Honestly, though, to be expected. Like, we weren't expecting anything big out of him. We just needed a quarterback. Maybe we could make him work. Maybe. But it was hard, maybe. So, Nick Chubb, good year again. 1,300 rushing yards, nearly 5 per carry again, 12 rushing touchdowns. That means he'll drop down to star inevitably because Madden. David Njoku, what a year. On 81 catches, had 7 touchdowns and 1,000 receiving yards. Really good year. Really good rookie year for Marco Quintana as well. 2 touchdowns, but 883 receiving yards. Really good. Cedric Tillman, great bounce back year. Pretty decent considering our offense was pretty terrible. JOK and Isaiah Nash popped off in the tackles again. Defense was on the field too much. And yeah, Myles Garrett was a beast. Myles Garrett had 18.5 sacks. Finally. Last year, he should not have had as low sacks as he did. Tackles for loss. Devin Tomlinson, Myles Garrett. Where is Marcus Flynn? He only had 8 tackles for loss and 5.5 sacks. Not ideal, honestly. 4 picks for Denzel Ward's pretty good. 2 for JOK, 1 for Isaiah Nash. Overall, what do I say about this season when we have 3 seasons left? Not where I want to be. I'm going to be honest. Not where I thought we'd be. Not a great development season for sure. But we have the pieces, right? We still have our amazing offensive line. We still have Myles Garrett. We still have an incredible cornerback room. An incredible secondary, really. We have the pieces. We just need a quarterback now. And it's a quarterback strength class, so hopefully I can find one. Got 2 first-round picks. And we also do have a little bit of cap room, but we got to re-sign some players still. As the Bills end up beating the 49ers in the Super Bowl, Josh Allen, your Super Bowl MVP. Dak Prescott is your NFL MVP. But Marco Quintana is your Offensive Rookie of the Year. So that's great. David Njoku went back up to superstar. That's great. Nothing else on the offense, it looks like. Kurt Keys is still normal development to be expected. Defensively, don't see any differences. I think Juan Thornhill went down to normal development. He is regressing heavily. He might be gone, and we'll try and replace him. We'll see. Man, imagine if I picked up the 5th-year option on Greg Newsome. I wouldn't have to re-sign him this season. Let's start with Jed Wills. Give him a very player-friendly deal that he should sign this. And Jed Wills comes back. Now we have $8 million. I should have bit the bullet on Dalvin Tomlinson's contract when I had the chance, because this dude's making too much money. But there's just no out. There's no out. So I didn't want to trade him. Oh, man. That is a terrible contract. I hope he retires, honestly. Please retire. There we go. JOK is back. I can get the tag on Greg Newsome. All right, we're chilling. I was freaking out, but we managed to make it work. Everyone came back. Tony Fields is gone. That's fine. Whew. Oh, I was sweating. All right. Yo, I'm looking at Marco Quintana's progression history here. And he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And it says he decreased development traits to star? You're telling me he had superstar and Madden was like, nope. For what? He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He had a good season. Oh, jeez. I'm so sick of Madden. I really am. That's ridiculous. I'm about to turn that setting off. I'm about to turn off development trait regression off. I'm so sick of that crap. What is the point? What is the point of winning awards and having good seasons if none of it matters? What are they like looking for? But if I turn it off, then the draft classes get worse. Where are we picking in the draft? We have our own pick as well as the Patriots pick. Hopefully the Patriots did bad. Looks like we pick at number 6 and number 11. Okay, that's pretty good. Again, just setting my focus players to what I think are going to be the 3 best quarterbacks at the draft, and I want to make sure I get the best one possible. So, gonna set my focus players to those quarterbacks, and I'm gonna see in the mock draft which ones are gonna go where. NFL draft time. So we pick at 6 and 11, obviously. But we need to remember 21, 14, 9, 5, and 6. But again, 6 could change. So let's look at the draft board here and see which quarterbacks are good and which ones are not. Okay, see, this is why we scouted. So J.C. Beasley is a top 5 talent. We know that now. I'm taking him at 6. No trade downs, no nothing, no funny business. I don't want to risk losing him. I'm just going to take him at 6. And this is why we scout, by the way, because I thought Trevor Anderson and Chad Shepard looked pretty good. They suck. They absolutely suck. All right, that is very valuable information. Here we go. Welcome to Cleveland. He's got hidden dev with 94 throw power, 81 speed, 84 acceleration, 84 agility. That's huge. We needed that. We absolutely needed that. Didn't even have to trade up or down for him. We just got him at 6. That's great. Now, if I want that receiver I really liked, and I do need receiver, he's supposed to go at this spot to the Commanders. Carl Allen, he looks like a stud, man. You never see A catching anymore in this Madden. He's 21 years old. He's 6'3", 204. The BD route and the B release as well on top of the A catching is crazy. He's a very good athlete. The 4.47 indicates low 90s to me, maybe even a 94. And then the B spectacular catch, the B deep route, the B medium, the B to D short. All this indicates top 5 talent to me. Like, highly generated wide receiver prospect. And I think I just talked myself into getting him. As much as I want, who was it that I was looking at? It wasn't Darren Phillips, it was Ben McNeil. As much as I want Ben McNeil or Darnell Shepard, I think it's gotta be Carl Allen. Pretty easy to trade up 2 spots. Just took a 5. But this is where we're gonna take Carl Allen, for sure. He just looks really good to me. You never see A catching on a receiver. Great build, playmaker archetype, great attributes, great athlete. Welcome to the team. Hidden dev, I was a little overzealous on the speed, but 88 speed is still pretty good. 94 acceleration, 95 agility is crazy. 91 change of direction. This guy's a stud. And now we have a great receiver room. Couldn't ask for more in the receiver room, really. Especially after trading Amari Cooper. Team is shaping together nicely. Now, here's the issue. We don't have a pick until the 5th round. So do I just say screw it, we hit on the draft perfectly and miss out on a lot of the players that I really like Lyle Harris, Dylan Guyton will fall to me, John Hammond, Tyrone Riddick was a guy I really like. Jimmy Davis also. Oh, I really like Jimmy Davis. I forgot about Jimmy Davis. I'm sitting here simming, and he still hasn't gone, and we're in the 3rd round now. It would be really nice if I should have traded up to the top of the 3rd. I told myself I was going to, but then I said I was sitting here simming, and I figured I could wait. That sucks. Oh, that's frustrating. So now all that's left is Dylan Guyton and Dakota McCord. No point in trading up anymore at this point. At least we get to save our capital. Jimmy Davis is going to be a good player, man. I already know it. Coming to the end of the draft here. Great draft for us. Great draft for us. None of it really matters in the late half of the draft. It also doesn't matter that we didn't have any 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round picks because we absolutely killed it on our 1st round picks with our quarterback and wide receiver, and we're about to find out the overalls here. Show me good stuff, and I'm seeing amazing stuff. I knew Carl Allen was going to be a stud. He's a 79 overall, and yeah, this dude's a freak. He's a freak. 88 speed's not great for a receiver, but it doesn't matter when you have 83 spectacular catch, you have 84 catching. The route running out the class is superb. You never see that good of route running out the class ever. He's got aggressive catch, possession catch, run after catch, on big hits, cover ball. Like I said, athletically very good apart from the speed. Yeah, he's a freak. Carl Allen is an awesome pick. And then a 78 quarterback out the class is amazing. The 94 throw power is incredible. The accuracies are incredible apart from deep. He's got 74 deep. We're going to have to try and upgrade that a little bit. But 84 awareness out the class is boosting him heavily. Yeah, he's our franchise guy. This guy is really good. Oregon quarterbacks, man. And we got the 2 best players in the class. Carl Allen and tied for 2nd with J.C. Beasley. Jimmy Davis, right. Jimmy Davis was 75. He had hidden dev. Okay, so this was the one miss. I could have traded up for him. I got greedy. 85 speed, 87 acceleration, 86 tackle, 82 hit power. Yeah, this guy is insane. He's insane. This is the one miss, like I said. It's unfortunate, especially because we kind of need linebacker. He's only a star dev, though, so I'll take it. This is the team as it stands before I make adjustments. And how about this offense? J.C. Beasley is surrounded by absolute weapons. The wide receiver room obviously got worse without Amari Cooper. But did it really, though? Because we got younger, and these guys will get up to Amari Cooper's level in no time. And obviously, they're way better replacements to Elijah Moore as well. So it's not like we really even got that much worse in the receiver room. I really like the receiver room. Cedric Tillman and David Bell are doing fine. And then Nick Chubb, David Njoku. Obviously, the offensive line hasn't lost a beat. And then you look at the defense here. The line, especially on the interior, is still lacking for sure. I would like a better edge, but Okonkwo is just getting it done. And then obviously Juan Thornhill is killing me for sure. But the linebacker core is good. We do have to start a 65 overall in Travis Pierman, who we drafted last year, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's just because we lost Tony Fields and we couldn't really replace any of the linebackers that we have missed because we don't have many picks. But we don't have to worry about that much because it's not like they're going to see much playing time on the field anyways, unless, you know, we're in the nickel packages maybe. Might actually start guiding over Pierman just because he's a rookie. It's only 2 overalls worse. It's a great team. We got better in overall. I'm going to do training camp, and I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. Huge turnaround for the Cleveland Browns at the midseason mark. Started out the season 0-2. We are now 5-2. 88 overall team, 89 overall offense. The team is looking incredible, and we are the number 6 overall offense in the league in points per game. Great in the pass, decent in the rush. The defense has taken a huge step back, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I believe we have 2 first-round picks this year. If I recall, we pick at 6, which is definitely not ours. And, oh, I guess it is ours. Maybe I traded my first round pick. I don't remember. But either way, we are crushing it right now. And you absolutely love to see that as a Cleveland Browns fan. Players to negotiate here. We got $46 million. Yep, Greg Newsome's back. David Njoku, we're going to have to re-sign. Martin Emerson, Wyatt Teller, some big names. The 46 million should be more than enough. Last year, Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill is an interesting one because I've been trying to replace him this entire time. Oh, Joel Bitonio as well? Okay, maybe I don't have enough money to re-sign everyone. Ethan Pochik as well? Okay, yeah, for now, 46 million's looking rough. So Juan Thornhill's gonna go. We're gonna try and replace him with a guy who's already extended. I do have a first round pick I can use, and it is pretty valuable. We are competing as well, so I mean, there's no point to getting anything in the draft unless the prospects look insane. But like, do I even care about insane prospects anymore? I don't really want to be developing anymore. I got 2 years left in the rebuild. Well, 3 including this one. So I'm going through my players and I'm just now seeing this. Carl Allen is a superstar X factor. Let's actually look at the developments of my rookies that I drafted, because holy moly, he's a superstar X factor. He's not generational. That's a fact. He was a 79 overall. It's just a highly generated player with superstar X factor. But that's awesome. That was an incredible pick for us. JC Beasley's only star. Okay, so that's, I mean, that's to be expected. It wasn't shocking or anything that I saw him that only star. Quarterbacks are super tough to, you know, get highly generated of or even generational of. I've only ever seen one generational quarterback in Madden 24 so far, but this guy's really good. Really, really good. As for Carl Allen here, what a replacement to Amari Cooper. I mean, I hit with this pick. I knew he was going to be good too. Incredible stuff. So it's still the Dalvin Tomlinson contract that is absolutely screwing me over. I can't keep paying this garbage contract, man. I'm paying him $19.5 million this year and next year. I can't. He's 31 years old. He's a 74 overall now. I can't do this anymore with him. I have to bite the bullet. Now, if I'm gonna bite the bullet with him now, that means I have to extend anyone that I can right now. Joel Bitonio's back on a 2-year deal. Incredible deal for me, by the way. It was super cheap after I changed the scheme to fit Joel Bitonio's interest. Now we got 30 million left, and I just don't, 30 million's not going to be enough. It's just not, because like David Njoku wants a lot of money, and I'm sure Wyatt Teller wants a bag. Yeah, Wyatt Teller wants so much money. Okay, perfect. Wyatt Teller's back on a 3-year deal, and I still have 14 million left to work with here, which should be enough to sign Martin Emerson, because he should be really cheap. He could even be cheaper if I had a mentor, but honestly, this is just cheap enough. 6-year deal, he should sign that. Martin Emerson's back. So now it's just David Njoku and Greg Newsome. Hopefully I can clear up some of the cap, getting rid of David Bell and Juan Thornhill. Oh, I forgot about Ethan Pochik. Oh my god, maybe he's just a replacement at center. He's only a 78 overall. How is that not clearing up my cap? He has a $19.5 million cap size. So I just restructured for nothing? Great, dude. How is he not clearing up my cap? He has a $19.5 million cap hit. Am I missing something here? What is happening with my salary cap right now? Let me know in the comments if I'm just dumb, if I'm doing my math wrong, or if I don't understand something about how contracts work in Madden. But I shouldn't have more money in my 2026 cap room. I don't understand how I have more money in my 2026 cap room here, because I haven't traded anyone. And I added more money to the back ends of the contracts on Nick Chubb. Well, I just re-signed David Njoku to a 5-year deal. Super expensive, not worth it, but we lock up a tight end who's really good right now for the rest of this rebuild. And I mean, I just don't understand how I had more money, but I had more money. I made it work, got David Njoku back, and now still really want to trade David Bell and Juan Thornhill, but it's just not letting me, because when I add Dalvin Tomlinson to the trade center, he doesn't get me to where I need to be above the salary cap, even though his cap hit is a $19.5 million cap hit. He's a $19.5 million cap hit, but it's only freeing up $3 million, give or take. So either I'm doing my math wrong, or Madden is broken, or I don't know. I don't know. I actually just have no idea. Look, as annoying as all that was, I signed everyone I needed to resign except for Okonkwo and Ethan Pochek. We can replace both those guys in the draft, and then just tag Greg Newsome and we'll be fine with the rest of our team. And here we are in the postseason where we will be playing in it. We are 11-6 in the wild card round. We were number 5 in offensive points per game, really good in the pass, and the defense was tremendous as well. Back to top 10 again, very good against the pass. Great year for, I see Myles Garrett. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of things, but I'm seeing very good things is what I'm seeing. Look at the team stats here. JC Beasley in his rookie year was absolutely phenomenal. 4,500 passing yards on only 520 attempts, which was a 73% completion. Crazy high number. Really good QBR rating. 38 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. This was the difference. This was absolutely the difference. When we were struggling, it was because we had bad quarterbacks. And now that we have a good quarterback within an incredibly built team, the Browns are a serious threat in the postseason. Nick Chubb, 5 per carry, 15 touchdowns. Have a year, Nick Chubb, 1,300 rushing yards. Absolutely insane. Best year he's had so far for us. Receiving, David Njoku had 10 touchdowns. No one hit 100 catches again, which is a little bit crazy considering how good JC Beasley was. But yeah, 10 touchdowns, 1,100 receiving yards. Marco Quintana, still our best receiver at 1,000 receiving yards, only 4 touchdowns though. Cedric Tillman had 10 in the slot. Great year for Cedric Tillman. Carl Allen, have a rookie year, dude. 10 touchdowns, 911 receiving yards on 80 catches. Nick Chubb was good in the pass game. And then defensively, a lot less tackles, which is great to see because we weren't on the field as much on the defense anymore. Past 2 years, it's been bad. JOK had 132 tackles. Tackles for loss, Dalvin Tomlinson led the team again, but I'm so sick of this clown. Marcus Flynn had a okay year, I guess. Okonkwo had 9 sacks, but it was really Myles Garrett who had 19 and 11 tackles for loss. What a year for him. And then 3 picks for Denzel Ward, 2 for Greg, 2 for Grant. Great year for the team. And we are in the playoffs. I'm not going to jump into the wild card here, so hopefully we could just beat the Raiders. They went 14-3 and didn't make the number 1 seed. I guess the Ravens would have made that, also going 14-3, but we have a 3 overall difference. We have a sick defense. We just got to win this game. We just got to win this game. Not jumping in. The video's already going on for a very long time. And we lose in the first round. Okay. Well, I guess I'll see you in the offseason. Cowboys beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott is your NFL Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes is your NFL MVP. But JC Beasley won Offensive Rookie of the Year. So that's awesome to see. Ben McNeil won Defensive Rookie of the Year. I did like the look of Ben McNeil a lot. He went up to Superstar. Great to see that. Jack Conklin went down to Star. I see the regression is hitting tremendously. And what am I looking at here? Joel Petonio retired? Okay. Well, on the bright side, we cleared up a lot of cap room because I gave him a contract. On the not so bright side, we need to replace 2 offensive linemen now in Pochek and Petonio. And the offensive line is progressively getting worse. That's unfortunate. David Njoku goes up to Superstar X Factor. Good for him. Defensively, looks like Denzel Ward went up to Superstar. That's really cool. There it is. Franchise tag him for another year. It's another $25 million. And we are so below the cap again. But that's okay. Because, you know, that's just how the Browns have been operating for a while now. Myles Garrett is on the last year of his deal as well. I'm assuming next year is going to be like, I have $100 million in cap space, but I have to re-sign Myles Garrett. Gonna make my focus players both the edge rushers to see which one is more valuable for me if I'm gonna trade up for Jeremy James or if I'm gonna stay at where I am to take Jason Swain. And then Alonzo Cobb to see if he's worth the first round pick. That'll give me his true talent by doing that. And let's go to the draft here. We have a plan. We know who we're trading in this draft. We know who we're trying to replace in this draft, and we know what roles we need in this draft. Just need to not screw it up. We've been doing very good in the draft so far, so let's keep that up. Favorites, got Jason Swain versus Jeremy James. Both of these guys I really, really want / need because I need edge, obviously. The question is, who is it going to be? Now, Jason Swain has B block shed, B pursuit, A tackle. 6'5", 243. Again, a very good athlete. Ran a 4.64 at his pro day. And has the A finesse moves, C power moves, B block shed, A awareness. And you go over to Jeremy James here. Don't know the block shedding fully, but we do know that he has the same pursuit and tackle. Slightly smaller of a build, but it's basically the same exact build. Physicals, he is the way better athlete by far. Also ran a 4.51 at his pro day. He's going to be extremely fast. And then also has the A finesse moves, C power moves. So if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Jeremy James. It's going to be Jeremy James, which means I'd have to trade up 2 spots. Trading up 2 spots should not be difficult. The real question is how do I get back into the first round? Because I think the guy is either going to be Joe Springs for us, Marco Felice. We know Alonzo Cobb's bad now. I was going to say Alonzo Cobb, but we know he's bad, so we're not going to trade up into the first round for Alonzo Cobb. So it's either going to be Tony Williams, Marco Felice, or Joe Springs. Because the reason why I'm saying Joe Springs here is because not only does he look absolutely awesome at tackle, he's also going to be really easy to acquire because he's projected to be the last pick of the draft. Of the first round, my bad. Of the first round, I should say. Real quick, let me just make sure this works. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be real upset. 26 million this will free up. And then this should free up 19.5 million. Okay, so I don't understand. I'm forever bound to these players, I guess. What am I missing here? Because last time I checked, 26 million plus 19 million is way more than 36 million. Last time I checked. Okay. Yeah, no, that's really aggravating. That kind of screws up everything because now how am I going to get back into the first round without trading players? All right, pretty easy to trade up 2 spots with the Saints here, although they were being pretty stingy. It was a 4th next year and a couple 7s for number 4 here. This is where we're going to take Jeremy James. Jeremy James looks like the better player. Need edge rusher replacement. And it just seems like a no-brainer to me. So, Jeremy James, welcome to Cleveland. Please have hidden dev. If Jason Swain had hidden dev, I'm going to be livid. Just traded up to 26 with the Chiefs. Gave them basically all my 2028. It was my 2028 first and second. We don't expect to be drafting anymore by that point. So I think it's worth to trade those 2 picks to get who I think is going to be a great Ethan Pochek replacement here in Marco Felice. We need center. And this just seems like the perfect fit. Marco Felice, welcome to Cleveland. And it is hidden dev, 84 strength, 79 acceleration, 73 speed is wild. Yeah, this guy is awesome. He's going to be a pretty high overall. So I wasn't going to cut back until I got to the last pick of the first round because I didn't think I needed to cut back. But looks like Joe Springs is giving me a reason to cut back the video here because apparently the Raiders wanted to take him early. That's cool. That's so cool. He might have been the best tackle in the class behind that top guy. Yeah, no, that's so cool, dude. No, I'm so fine with that. Really, I really am. Okay. Well, the good news is it's a very strong tackle class, and we don't even necessarily really need a tackle. We could just take one of these guards we were looking at. The bad news is I really wanted him, and he went so much earlier than I thought he would go. This is it. I'm going all in on this draft. I think the team is in a really great state right now, and there's no reason for me to keep these picks because I don't know if I can get any better in the draft after this draft. And at this point, we just got to go all in, get the players we know are going to be good, and don't wait for players that we don't know are going to be good or not, because we don't know if the classes are going to be good or not in the future. So I'm trading my 2027 first, so I don't have a first for the next 2 years, as well as a 2028 third and this year's sixth. I'm getting the Eagles' second round pick, their third round pick, and their fourth round pick. Second round pick is the one we're at right now, so I can get AJ Klein. And then I got the third and fourth round pick to make it easier to trade back up into the second round to get that safety that I need. So we're going to take AJ Klein. I'm thinking of a real life player who doesn't play. KJ Smith. KJ Smith is who I want. And we're going to take him right here with this pick. Worth. Hidden Dev, 91 strength, 81 acceleration. Great pick. Great pick. Absolutely immaculate pick. And now, screw it. I'm not even going to risk it. We're just going to trade up with the Commanders here. Not even going to let it happen with the Commanders. Not even going to risk trying to let this guy go away. It's going to be the 3 I traded for with the Eagles, as well as a 4 in next year's second to get the Commanders pick here, where I am going to take the safety. Again, not making any moves to try and let other teams swipe the player I want. No risk. Just trade up now and take Danny, or is it Connor Waddle? Wait, hold on. I should have thought about this. I didn't think about this. Connor Waddle has B zone, B hip power. He's way smaller, but that doesn't matter at safety. Athletically a freak, ran a 4.44. And he's got the B to D man, B pursuit, C play rec, B to D awareness. Whereas Danny Mitchell has worse man, but B zone, B tackle, B hip power. He's worse athletically. So he has worse man, he's worse athletically, but he has way better attributes all around. So do I want the all-rounded guy, or do I want the higher potential guy? I'm gonna take Connor Waddle. I think the physicals are just too important. Plus the attributes are still very good. So I don't see why Connor Waddle wouldn't be hidden dev, wouldn't be a solid player here with the high overall. Like, Danny Mitchell is also gonna have a decent overall. I think it's gotta be Connor Waddle. Yes! Hidden dev, 88 speed, 92 acceleration, 88 strength, 88 change of direction. Incredible pick. We needed to hit, and we hit. We've been doing great in these drafts. Apart from the trade up for Jeremy James, I've done very well in this draft. Yeah, Alan Stan looked like a freak, I remember. Yeah, let's take a shot on Alan Stan. Hidden dev. Nice, dude. Nice. What a draft. Sim to the end of the draft here. I don't even care what else we get. That was an incredible draft. We needed to hit on that draft, and now we're set for the rest of the rebuild. All around solid players. Can't ask for much more. Jeremy James, although only had the normal dev, like I said, is a high overall at a 74. And I mean, he's not bad. He's got things you like about him. The finesse moves are super high. The power moves are close to a 70. He is a great player. So this is the team before I make any adjustments to the roster and all that. Very good team. Absolutely loving it. Jack Conklin is the only weak spot on the offensive line. Now we're young in the middle. Still got Wyatt Teller. Still got Jed Wills. David Njoku's a baller. Wide receiver room is cracked out of the waz right now. And then Nick Chubb is a great addition, obviously. Also, they got this hidden dev running back. Defensively, though, Grant Delpit, I'm going to move back over to strong safety. We'll have Waddle play at free safety. And then move James down to rush end for me. And then we'll just struggle on one of the off-ball linebacker positions. Again, it is what it is. It worked out last season for us. And then we have an incredible defensive line. We have the best secondary in all of football. We have a sick offense. We got solid linebackers. In fact, when I say sick offense, we have probably the best offense in all of football. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. I feel that we can easily make it back to the playoffs, no doubt. And at that point, we just got to win. It's all that matters. Got 2 more seasons, this one and the next one. Let's get it done. Not the midseason I was expecting, but it's not a bad midseason. 4-3 at the midseason mark is not bad at all. We're number 4 in points per game in offense. We're the best passing offense in all of football. The defense is kind of sucking, though, which is a bit unfortunate. Players to negotiate, though. We should have a lot of money here. We do, and that's because this man is here. We knew that going into this season. But other than that, it's really not even that bad of a free agent. I guess Tyler Conklin as well. Or Tyler Conklin, Jesus, not the Jets tight end. Jack Conklin. Dalvin Tomlinson as well. Nope. Gone. Awesome bounce back since the midseason mark to go 12-5, win the division, and make it into the playoffs. Offense played great. It was really the defense that made the bounce back that they needed to step up, because the defense was struggling at the midseason mark. And part of that is because Myles Garrett had 23 sacks. Amen, brother. Also, I'm seeing J.C. Beasley right now. Are you kidding me? This dude led the league in passing yards, second in touchdowns. 4,800. Casey Playbook's OP, man. 4,800 passing yards on 507 attempts. Or 507. I can't speak right now, dude. I've been doing this for hours. 570 attempts on 72% completion rate. Only 10 picks to 40 touchdowns. Incredible stuff from our boy. He has been amazing. He's been tremendous. Nick Chubb, still very good. Nearly 5 per carry again. Super consistent every year. Receiving, David Njoku, 12 touchdowns. Almost 100 catches, but 1,100 receiving yards. Carl Allen was a monster. Marco Quintana continues to be amazing for us. Cedric Tillman in the slot. Consistent, reliable guy. Nick Chubb was good in the passing game as well. Great stuff on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, JOK had 100 tackles. The defense wasn't on the field for long, which is good to see. Tackles for loss. Jeremy James actually led the team in tackles for loss and had 7.5 sacks. Great year for Jeremy James. Great to see, because, you know, with the normal dev, hopefully that wins him Defensive Rookie of the Year. He gets up to star dev. Myles Garrett is just a monster. Not a lot of turnovers. Turnovers went down for us, but also, whoa. New ability unlocked for Connor Waddle. I haven't checked developments for our rookies yet. Let me check that real quick, because I'm seeing Connor Waddle. Looks like KJ Smith is a star. Marco Felice is a star. It's to be expected. But I'm seeing Connor Waddle. Did I say we didn't get the best safety in the class? Because I was wrong. He was a X Factor? Incredible pick. Incredible pick. Incredible pick. He looked good. And dude, the craziest part is it was a coin flip between him and the other safety. That's the craziest part. Here we go. Bengals in the wild card round. We have the home field advantage. We also have a 4 overall lead on them. They're an 85 to our 89. But don't ever count out the Bengals, man. This team is very good. Obviously, they're always in it with Joe Burrow. Let's see how it goes. We go down, score the first touchdown of the game, score another touchdown, and we are piling it on offense. Defense came to play as well, only holding the Bengals to 3 in the first half. Go down and score another touchdown. The Bengals are trying to come back, but it's so over. It is too little, too late. We are just demolishing the Bengals in this wild card round. 40-9 is your final score. Unreal. J.C. Beasley outclassed Joe Burrow. What a game. Now we're hopping into the divisional here against the Jaguars. We're a 2 overall difference against them. I'm going to jump in again just because I'm scared to be bounced out in the second round. I only have 2 years left on this franchise. Looks like we got ourselves a snow game here in Cleveland, Ohio against the Jaguars. That could screw them over. They're not used to the snow. They are a very sunny team. So maybe it's like a Dolphins situation where they're just not ready for the cold. But we will see. Simming to the end of the game, and here we go. We go down and score the first points of the game, and it is super slow. But they go down and retaliate with a touchdown. We go down and retaliate back, and now we are a foot on the pedal. Although they do go down and score a touchdown, and they tied the game up in the third. And now it is looking like a very close game. 2nd and 3 on their 14. We have a chance to go down and take the lead. Let's go. What could you want from your year 2 superstar development quarterback in J.C. Beasley than to go down and make this game out of reach? And I took a sack. Okay. The lag is crazy, probably because I'm recording again. I thought I fixed that, but alright, I can play through it. See David Njoku, maybe Tillman on a slant here would work out wonders. It's actually just going to be David Njoku here. And I threw a pick. Okay, well, I hear a third time. J.C. Beasley's thrown 3 picks. Okay, well, that's not great. Now we have to get a stop on defense, which we do. We're back on offense. Gonna sim some of these possessions here. Jump the next play. Get the first down. 11-yard reception on Nick Chubb. Get another first down. Carl Allen with a big gain. Take a sack on 2nd and 20. And now we have a 3rd and 23 scenario we're gonna go play out here. See if we can't make something happen. Maybe on like a cross route. Marco Quintana. Could put Marcus Allen on maybe a corner route as well. Have Nick Chubb go on a swing just to get some yards back. Just gonna check it down to Tillman, I guess. 4th and 8 on our own 45. I'm gonna line up to go for it. And I'm going to snap it. Screw it. Let's go. Be aggressive. And I got him wide open. Who else but Carl Allen, the absolute stud of a draft pick in the first round a couple drafts ago. Saving the Cleveland Browns. And now we're in the 2-minute warning here. I'm going to see if I can chew this clock. We're going to go chew clock here and just feed this ball to Nick Chubb. And just make sure the Jaguars don't get another offensive possession here. Not a great run. Only a run for 9 there. Or, excuse me, a run to get 2nd and 9 there. Gain for 1. But that's okay. We just go back right into the run here. We'll keep the mic on that guy. Maybe slide the protection left. And there is just absolutely no hole. And now we're on a 3rd and 8 situation. But we're chewing the clock very well. We just cannot give up the football. That's all we just got to play. Oh, wait. Hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. That's a tutty. That's a tutty. I saw it all the way, baby. Who else but Carl Allen? And now we take the lead. We just got to go out and play defense. And we do. We're heading on to the AFC Championship. J.C. Beasley had a bad game, but I'll tell you what, he clutched up in the end, and that's what elite quarterbacks do. They clutch up in the end of the game. Shout out to the Browns making it to the AFC Championship. When's the last time the Browns have actually made the AFC Championship? I'm curious. The last time the Cleveland Browns made the AFC Championship was in 1990. So, for the first time since 1990, the Cleveland Browns are heading to the AFC Championship and potentially make history for franchise and the NFL to be the first time they ever go to the Super Bowl. I know I worded that horribly, but you guys know what I'm saying. In franchise history, it could be the first time they ever go to the Super Bowl. But first, we have to get through Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. We know how good this team is, but let's just go to work. Let's just go to work. Let's keep doing what we've been doing. We still have home field advantage. There's no reason to back down. Let's just play our game of football, play our brand of football, and have a good day, JC Bailey. Beasley, not Bailey. Here we go. An extremely interesting AFC Championship, to say the least. It's two teams that you really wouldn't expect to be in the AFC Championship. I say that about the Buffalo Bills because they just can't get over their divisional playoff hump. But here we go. Simming to the end of the game. And so far, it is nothing but defense. We managed to get a field goal. Go down and score a touchdown in a super defensive game. That could be the game changer there, but the Bills retaliate back in the second quarter. But we make a 2-minute drive, and they also come back on the opening. Whoa, this is a insane game. We go down, we score a touchdown. They score a touchdown, and now we have a 2-minute drill in the fourth quarter with 3 timeouts on their 39 to go down and score a touchdown. This is where playmakers become legends. Here we go. JC Beasley has the chance to take the Browns to the Super Bowl. And who else but Carl Allen? I'm going to force feed him this football. It's going to happen. We're going to go hurry up here. Come out in the flanker dig. Potentially put him on a post and have Nick Chubb on a wheel here. And that could open up very nicely for us. Actually got the curl route here to Cedric Tillman. We're going to call the timeout. Cedric Tillman coming up clutch. And like I always say when it comes to football, basketball, any sport, role players play best when they're at home. And it's surely coming true for Cedric Tillman. David Njoku on an out route could be good here. Put Chubb on another wheel. Potentially even motion Tillman here. It is man coverage. They are sending the heat. So I think this could be very good for us. Here we go. Got him. Got him. Oh, you got to catch that football. We don't trade up the farm to get Carl Allen to not catch that football. Oh, this could be very interesting here. This is 4-down territory. We know that. So we have the full playbook at our disposal. In fact, we could even run this football, but I don't think that's ideal. This route combination could work out pretty nicely for us. We read Tillman and Njoku Chubb. It's Nick Chubb. Doesn't get out of bounds, unfortunately. But we do get a nice little gain, and now we're on the 8-yard line. So the playbook definitely softens up for us. Gonna go dagger here. And this could be another out route to Njoku. I don't know. It's tough to say. Do have another timeout we can work with. And again, 4-down territory is a real thing here. Honestly, even a drag would be good here with Carl Allen. I was almost picked off. That flat was crazy. It didn't read that. 4th and 5. Everything on the line. Gotta have it all. It is how you finish. I like Nick Chubb on the Texas route. I really do. I'm going to snap this. Here we go. And that's the game. I made the wrong read, dude. The Bills are finally heading back to the Super Bowl. I just made the wrong read. It is what it is. Eagles beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, your Super Bowl MVP. Dak Prescott is your NFL MVP. And no Brown up there, unfortunately. Again, extremely unfortunate that I made the wrong read there. I think maybe I should have read my outside lines first. But it is what it is. We made it to the AFC Championship, which is a great run for this team. Look at the dev-ups here. And we got... looks like nothing on offense. Oh, wait, I lied. JC Beasley goes up to Superstar X Factor. That's huge. Our quarterback is insane. Look at the defense here. Looks like Guyton finally goes up to star. Denzel Ward dropped down to star, which is okay. James doesn't go up to star, unfortunately. Wasn't an incredible year for him, so I understand why he went down. And there we go. Greg Newsome is finally back. We have $7.4 million going into free agency, so Probably not enough to get anything done, realistically speaking, but at least we have some leftover money. All right, massive trade with the Patriots here. It's going to be Kurt Keys, who it feels like we drafted forever ago at this point. Now, granted, I'm playing on a new day here, so to me, I did it yesterday, but that's besides the point. Kurt Keys, the day 3 quarterback we drafted, as well as a rookie wide receiver that the CPU drafted. My 2029 first and second, a 5th this year, and a 4th next year to get Mike Owenu, a 4th and a 5th this year. The 4th and the 5th I'm just going to use to flip to get like a 70, maybe even a 75 overall linebacker that I can use as a good rotational piece, or perhaps even another tight end, because right now the tight end spot is a little thin for us. We do have a backup running back that I like in Steve Gordon, and like it's literally just David Njoku at tight end here. So I think it's the case that I go and get out a tight end here. But Mike Owenu is a great 1-year piece for us to go out and win the whole thing, because now we got Jed Wills, KJ Smith, Marco Felice, Wyatt Teller, and Mike Owenu. That is arguably still the Browns have always prided themselves on having one of the best offensive lines in football, and it's still one of the best offensive lines in football 5 years later. So you love to see that. Like I said, I'm going to go out and flip the picks I just got, as well as like maybe a 3rd for some good rotational pieces or a backup tight end. And I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. 4-3 at the midseason mark. I think we've been 4-3 at the midseason mark every winning season we've had. Actually, that's a lie. The first winning season we had when we had just drafted JC Bailey was a 5-2 midseason mark, I believe. Don't correct me on that if I'm wrong. I'll check it in editing, I guess. But yeah, 4-3 at the midseason mark. The offense is incredible, lights out. The run game is actually pretty bad, I guess, because we're in KC playbook. But the defense is lights out as well. I guess we're just getting pretty unlucky with our games here. Got a quarterback breakout challenge. I guess this is just for XP or something. I don't even know why I'm opening this up, because he already has Superstar X Factor. There's literally no point to even opening this, but again, probably just for XP, if I had to guess. Yeah, for a significant amount of XP. Don't care about that. I'm just gonna let that roll through. The team is insane, dude. We're 91 overall, 91 offense, 92 defense. What an absolute unit of a team. And we have $7.5 million in cap, and it's a bunch of major free. Man, I'm glad it's the last season of the rebuild, because I don't want to have to deal with these contracts. How do we still not have money? What happened? How did this happen? JC Beasley threw for 4,700 passing yards, 38 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Had a phenomenal year, MVP type numbers. Nick Chubb took a huge step back at 4 yards per carry, 16 touchdowns though. Receiving, Cedric Tillman was our leading receiver, followed by Njoku, who had 9 touchdowns. Carl Allen had a great year as well. Same story on the offensive side of the ball, except we actually took a huge step back in the run game. Defensively, weren't on the field for that long. The defense wasn't having to gas themselves out. Myles Garrett, that's got to be what it is. Myles Garrett only had 9.5 sacks this season. 15 tackles for loss, 14 for Marcus Flynn, who had 9 sacks, 13 for Allen. Yeah, this is a super rough year for our defense. Our defense took a huge step back. We sucked defensively. What were we rank? 4th in offensive yards, but what about defensive yards? 10th. See, at the midseason mark, we were top 5. Unreal. And I can't do another season because I do 5 seasons every rebuild. I can't believe we just went 8-9 and missed the playoffs with this team. This team's at 92 overall, and we missed the playoffs. Here's one last look at the team here while we end out the video here. Nick Chubb's regression was probably a major part of the reason why we were struggling to make the playoffs this year and had a losing record. He is now an 82 overall, and he's normal development. That makes a little bit of sense as to why Nick Chubb was pretty bad this season. But McDonald here that the CPU drafted ended up having star. And look at the defense. The defense was awesome, but not enough to get it done. Guyton went down to star. It's unfortunate we couldn't get over that hump, and we ended up with a losing season again, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think, if Deshaun Watson was better with or without the Cleveland Browns here. Made it to the AFC Championship, just couldn't quite win that Super Bowl. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.